IP law, right? So I think at this point in time, there's no choice except to have a paradigm shift in the law itself. I think the IP legal system has been around now for centuries, and I think there is an opportunity for the law to accommodate some of these, changing aspects, because what would you have to actually take? It would take will. If you need to be a bit more flexible as to what an owner can be or what a creator can be and what can a prompt person actually qualify, I think that has to be something that the current law potentially, with a bit of mindset shift as well as value system shift, potentially can consider. So it's not that we're writing a completely new body of law and we're having to work ourselves day and night to kind of come up with new definitions and new aspects and new concepts. The system and the legal systems that are in existence and the definitions that exist probably already exist. They can be relied on, but it's going to really require an approach, I think, shift towards the existing law. So that would be that's another challenge. How do you shift? It's not from just the MENA region. It's, now I think IP is international. You cannot make domestic policy in isolation. We live in a borderless world. Technology does not really recognize borders. So how are you going to address that? So I think at the end of the day, legal boundaries as sort of we know them are, I think, already a thing of the past. So how do people like yourselves, get together and actually set up the right standards or the right environment for the rest of us to have the policy guidelines? I mean, EU Act's a monster, but at least it's calm, right? So it's a kind of starting position for us to kind of look at wrestling with definitions and how are we going to apply, what are we going to enforce, what are we going to litigate? What's woolly, and we don't know, and we have some opportunities there potentially, right? From these trends, there are also going to be opportunities for us lawyers particularly. So those would be kind of the aspects, that are currently the challenges. I would say that we're also at an inflection point, which gives an opportunity to shifters, people and companies with the ability to make changes, a real opportunity to be heard and to have a voice, not just big tech sitting on all our data, because that's by compulsion to a large extent, but corporations as well as individuals, as well as society actually coming together to decide what's of value, what should be rewarded, what's ownership, what's true ownership, what's creativity, how much are we willing to let somebody protect some prompt that they engineered using hundreds of hours of their labor and putting their own element and their own creativity into it. It's not a simple task. So it's also going to be up to sort of, I think, the individual and society as a whole to be able to make those value judgments, right? And courts will eventually have to catch up with that. That's sort of